Hello, welcome to Lisha's homemade potato salad recipe. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You will need the following. You'll need about 8 medium russet potatoes, homemade mayonnaise. Go ahead and see my videos for this recipe. You're going to need 3 hard-boiled eggs. Also see a tutorial on how to do it properly. And an entire jar of pimentos, drained. You also need sharp cheddar cheese, about a ½ cup cube, a whole white onion, 1 to 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and a ½ pound of bacon. You will also need about a ¼ cup of fresh parsley, 2 stalks of celery, about 4 to 6 small dill pickles, and you're going to need the spices: salt, pepper, garlic powder, paprika, dill weed. And as you can see here, we have all of our ingredients assembled together for your viewing. Here we have our beautiful bright green flat leaf parsley. We have our white onion. We have our celery. The star of the show, russet potatoes. We have our whole jar of pimentos and our pickles. We have our dill weed and we have our paprika. We have our salt, pepper, and our powdered garlic. We also have sharp cheddar cheese. Here we have a whole package of bacon. This is 1 pound, but you're going to use a half. You have 3 eggs, homemade mayonnaise, and also our Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. Next, get some help. You will need an awesome assistant. I chose my most amazing son, Sceauh. He is taking some potatoes out of the bag and placing it into our pan here, and he is going to get prepared to wash them because they have a lot of dirt on them because they grow on the ground. Now the next step is you have to scrub the dirt off of the potatoes. So go ahead and fill up your pan up with water and fill it up all the way so they can soak, and you can go ahead and start scrubbing it with your vegetable brush. Don't forget to turn the potato as you scrub and get right into the grooves all the way around the entire potato. As you can see, my awesome assistant, he's doing a fantastic job for his first time scrubbing potatoes. Keep scrubbing till all the dirt is off, and keep moving on until all the dirt is off. Now you have all this dirty water, dump it out. And as you can see, it's very dirty water. Now go ahead and rinse all the potatoes again and place them into a pan of clean water. This also ensures that they get rinsed another time and they don't get dirt in your food. Keep doing that over and over again until all your potatoes are fully rinsed. Now go ahead and place your pan of potatoes in the water and put your flame on high. Now it's time to add salt to the potatoes. When you add salt to potatoes, you do a couple of things. You flavor the potatoes, and you also help it to start to boil faster. But since there are a lot of potatoes, we need a little extra salt, and they're big, so this is what we're going to need to do. Now that you have your potatoes on the flame, go ahead and start to get your bacon in your pan, and don't forget to get a plate and line it with some paper towels so that when you're done cooking them, they can drain their grease so you don't get all the grease in your food. Now go ahead and align your beautiful bacon in the pan nice and flat. And put your flame on high. Don't forget to save the bacon fat and let it cool down, because you're going to be adding that later. Now you see that the bacon is frying, as well as potatoes are boiling at the same time. They're getting time for us to flip the bacon over. See the beautiful bacon fat starting to render? And some of the bacon likes to fight me as I'm trying to turn it over and flip it over. Some of it's stuck to the pan, but that's part of cooking bacon. See that beautiful grease coming off that bacon? That beautiful bacon fat? You're going to need that later. Now you've got your bacon fully cooked and it's beautiful golden brown, and your potatoes are cooking at the same time at high boil. You are about done. It is time for you to grab your tongs and take your beautiful, succulent, salty, scrumptious bacon out of the pan and place them onto your pre-made drain station for them. See that beautiful sizzle? So delicious. And that fat is going to add extra flavor to this potato salad. Don't forget to shake the grease off, because you're going to need that extra flavor inside of your potato salad. Oh my god, that looks so delicious. Look at all that bacon! Now look at that succulent bacon. Yum, yum, yum. Now we have our celery and we need to wash it. You wash it by running it underneath the water and then gliding a clean towel over the celery stalk and in the middle. Repeat until you do the next one. Now we have our parsley. You run it under cold water and you shake it. So you shake all the dirt out very gently, like you're washing your hair, and you shake it out. Get all the water out. Keep shaking, and look like you have a messed up hair mohawk for parsley. And gently pat it dry. Now we gotta cut the celery. First things first is that go ahead and place the celery on its end so it won't move as much. If you have it like this, it'll be like this, and you'll end up almost cutting your fingers off. To prevent this, put this on the side and cut the white part off. You can use either side of your hand you want, and then press down. See how easy and clean that came off? And throw the piece in the trash. See this end piece? It's like grody looking. And you lightly cut it off up into the light part. You know, you saw a little dark part, little light part. Alright. Since this is potato salad, we don't want big pieces of celery. We want small pieces. Okay? So cut this notch off. See the notch? Like right here? That's the notch. That's the notch. Okay? You're going to cut right below here and then temporarily place it over here. Okay. We want small pieces. So to prevent yourself from cutting your hand, start from the main part here and then slide down. And then you just flip it over and then glide. It's okay to do it slow and then glide along. But you see how celery has a string? Go ahead and remove that for now, because you don't want to eat that. You can, but it's not really fun. You're gnawing on it and stuck in your teeth. Alright, same thing. Glide your knife, keep your hand out of the way, and then glide slowly all the way down towards the middle. And then this is about the same size chunks that you're going to want after you do what you next do. Same thing to the other piece. Gently glide your knife right there, like that. Okay? And look, we got a string.
I'm going to flash your teeth. That's one way to flash your teeth.
And then see how you got these very thin sticks now of celery, you end up mincing them. And as you cut, you move your fingers back. And you don't cut your fingers, you cut away. And you cut away. Okay? It's always okay to put the knife on before you slice as you move your hand back. And hold this firmly because they will want to move around. Alright? See what I'm doing?
Yes.
I'll show you a trick as you get towards the end. And when you chop, you don't like that. You chop down and then saw, like back and forth, down and back and forth. But pay attention. You don't look at me. Look at this. See these little that small bit? Just gently place it on and move down. Because you've already chopped down, so you're not chomping down on your fingers. And see how small that piece are? That's how small we want it. Okay. Then we place these in our bowl here for our other ingredients besides potatoes. Remember how we pulled 2 bowls?
Yes.
Alrighty. Now we're gonna cut the video off for now and have Chef Sceauh learn how to do the celery for the rest. Okay, we're pretty much done with the second segment regarding the celery here. We've already proceeded to cut the ends off. And we're going to need the leaves because the leaves have most of the flavor of the celery. We've already prepared and cleaned these already. How you do that is that you bunch them together and you chop and move your knife forward. Chop forward, 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 up until that notch. Because this notch is going to be very tough to work with. And some of these leaves don't look too good. If you don't like the leaves and you don't want to cut them, it's easier to rip them. It's actually more tender on the leaves just to rip them. So I just like to go rip. And then put them in your bowl. Okay, the next ingredient will be the parsley. The same way how you had, how you chop your leaves for your celery, you do the same. We're not going to add a lot of fresh parsley into this because it's very strong, especially when it's fresh. So I'm probably going to end up cutting only this much off. And I believe it's about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And what you do, how you bunch all these guys up into like a ball, okay, as much as you can. So you can fit it all so it doesn't move as you slice it. And down, chop, down, and slice away from you, okay? Down, slice, down, slice, down, slice, down, slice, and keep moving your fingers back with every slice so you don't go on your fingers and cut your fingers off. And then, and voila, in the bowl. This adds a brightness and a freshness to the potato salad. Alright? Now, we're doing all of our vegetables and first, and then we do the last part, the protein and the bacon. And all the other stuff. Now take your jar of pimentos and drain all of them into a sieve or a colander. Do not rinse these out with water because you're going to want whatever's moistures from the actual brine of the pimentos to stay on the pimentos. But the reason why you drain the pimentos is because you do not want the extra moisture to your potato salad. Okay guys, now we're on the white onion. You're going to need 1 whole white onion to start out with, but you're going to cut it in half. And you're going to do dicey motion and put it in here. I like the fat side, and I like to cut the notch off first on each side. Then it's easy to peel the skin off. And you want to go the next layer down. So you get this beautiful white onion. Alrighty. What you're going to do first, okay, you are going to cut your onion like so, and like little half moons, okay, little slices. Maybe like 1/8 of an inch slices, because you kind of want more to incorporate with your potato salad. And as you slice, move your fingers back so you don't slice. Slice down and then slice back. And as you get to the ends, it's tricky. Do a small slice so it's stuck, and then chop down and pull back as you cover the onion. And the end piece again. You get them in these little moons. You're going to chop down on these. Hold them together as much as possible and keep your fingers out of the way. Maybe like 1/8 inch pieces. Now you can break these guys up, but these are still too big for potato salad. So you break them up with your hand and you do a quick rough chop. Cut them in one direction and then gather them all up, or just turn your cutting board and chop like so. And that seems to be about appropriate, and put it inside your bowl. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the dill kosher pickles. My hands are clean. Shake off the excess juice off the pickle. And, let me see. These two will be perfect for the entire thing. You don't want to overdo it because they add extra salt to the potato salad. Now watch how I do this. Okay? Put your finger across it and gently slice down. So you make them nice and flat. Okay, same thing. Nice and flat. Just like that. Now they're easy to cut, like so. We're going to demonstrate only on one piece. Then we'll proceed to cut the rest later. Keep cutting these into at least 4s. And remember how we cut the celery? Same thing.
Yep.
Slice. Good sized chunks, not too small. You want something in your mouth. And then these little beauties will be in here. We're going to continue to proceed to cut the rest of these, add these in, and we'll move on to the next segment. Alright, in this next segment, we're going to be slicing the eggs and also crumbling the bacon. Okay? I'm going to do one of each. I'm going to shut it off and add them to the bowl. Cut your egg in half so there's this beautiful yolk. Put it upside down so it's not wobbling on you. And you can cut it in half, only in half. Not any bigger, not any smaller. And then cut it in 4s. And then it goes right on in. Slice down in half again. Sometimes it'll stick to the knife, but that's okay. Slice in half. And then in 4s. Remember, in half, like so. And you're going to get egg all over the place. But that's normal with egg. And place it in. I just want that one, huh? Okay. In half. Again. And then in half again. I didn't slice that one too good. And then in 4s. 1, 2, 3. And then in 4s again. See how easy it is?
Yep.
Like after you get it all situated. Alright, this is the most fun part of the entire dish. Put that towards the sink on the counter, please. This is where you can really get to play with your food. The bacon, you crumble it up in your hands. And you put it in as small bits as you can. You can run it with your knife. This is much more fun. Okay, I like getting them all in my hand at one time and playing with You don't want too small or too big, and you're out of the camera's way. Yeah.
It's one way to annihilate your food.
One way to play with your food,
yeah. Well, I guess you can play with your food at the table.
Alright, and then you keep crumbling it up. And the reason why you want them big is when you add the mayonnaise and add the mustard, they end up hydrating and make them softer. So you have an extra crunch and extra bit. Now the potatoes are done, and they're fork tender. They're still firm, but they're so tender that they're easy to slice open now. Guys, I'm continuing the potato salad from yesterday. I had an accident in the kitchen and I had hurt my shoulder, and I couldn't continue on, so we had to stop what we're doing and put everything away. I have a ripped rotator cuff in my left side, and sometimes both shoulders hurt at the same time. And the pain is so unbearable, I can't sleep and I can't move. So thanks to my wonderful son, I'm continuing on with the potato salad. Okay. The next step, after you put your bacon and your eggs in, is to add the homemade mayonnaise. Now, my son chose the lemon one and not the vinegar one. And I'll include the recipe for this, the link to the recipe for this. This is 1 cup of mayonnaise. Add it to the entire thing. Add the entire thing. You're gonna need that wetness to go into the food. Add your mayonnaise first before you add your mustard. And notice this is pre-made, homemade mayonnaise. And the reason why I haven't added my potatoes in yet, because I need the counter space. And then you're going to need about 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1.5 around here. Okay? Leave your spoon in the bowl because you're going to need it. I'll put this later. Okay, now is the potato, the star of the show. Put my hair back. Okay, you're going to need, well, my son decided to choose to keep the skins on. Usually we peel them off first. These have already been cooled, refrigerated, especially from last night because I hurt myself yesterday. So, cut your potato in half. Make a slit and then use your hand, not in here, but on top, and slice down and pull your knife out like that. And that way you're making these guys flat so they're not moving like little boats. Okay? You're just making them flat so they're easy for you to cut. Right? Cut them in half again. So you're basically quartering them. And to save time, I cut them in like chunks like this big. They'll semi-break down a little bit as you mix the mixture because the starch will break apart from the outside and mix right into the potato salad itself. Grab your potatoes and add. My mom did a liberty and peeled this one for me. She didn't know. Cut them in half. Cut in half. Grab them and cut in chunks, maybe like 1/4 to 1/2 inch chunks, however big you decide. This is going to be your potato salad. You are the chef in your own kitchen. You make the rules, and if nobody don't like it, they don't have to eat, right? Okay. Keep cutting. Whoops, I made that a little too big. No biggie. See how easy it was to fix? It's nice when you refrigerate them because then it makes them so easy. See, and then some of these have broken apart when I try taking them out of the pan. Because we like our potato salad firm, but yet also tender. And also, potatoes are naturally firm already as it is. And I decided to do the hard way on that one. And, good potatoes. You can see how like these have become like annihilated. So I like to do the whole pieces first because they make less of a mess and less frustration. And see how I accidentally didn't cut that right? It's no big deal. Now I'm going to show you how I get a hold of one of these. You cut in half like you would a whole potato that didn't break. Cut it in half. Cut it in half again. Each piece. And continue to cut accordingly. And I'm going to leave a little bit of chunkiness. And you go on from there. Go ahead and proceed to cut the rest of the potatoes. And then we'll move on from here. Alright, we have the cheese and all of our spices to do, but while we're here in the meantime, you're going to have a big, huge, heaping bowl, this size, with all your ingredients. Go ahead and start to mix it up. And then don't forget, it likes to spill all over the place. Gently mix it. You don't want to overly abuse it, but at the same time, some of the potato acts with the sauce, with the mayonnaise and the mustard, and incorporates with the rest of the ingredients. You probably think this is too much mayonnaise or too much mustard, but like I said, the potatoes will get it all, will soak all of it up. So you don't have to worry about it. See, I'm mixing the egg, the celery, the fresh parsley, the pickles, the pimentos, the onions, potatoes, and then the precious bacon. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like. Usually I mix this up with my hands about now because I'm not really the most patient chef on the planet Earth. But for your sakes, so I don't gross you out and do it again, like I've done before my other video,
this is a good time to add the bacon fat.
You also want to be semi-gentle because you've got the egg, and you don't want the egg to break apart too bad. You want it to, you can still see the piece of egg and see the beautiful yolk that's right in here. Okay, now that's already incorporated, I'm going to wash my hands real quick, and I'm going to show you how you add the spices in. Now we always add the cheese last. I like to have one of these guys with me at all times, like right near me, so I don't have to like go and grab for its help. Alrighty. Remember in the very beginning we added our pickles and their dill pickle, the dill kosher pickles? Well, you're going to be adding a little bit of extra dill. And I'll show you how much. Make sure you're on your sprinkler section and not your pour section. And see how it looks right now? Well, this isn't going to work for me. I can eyeball it for you all. Okay, put it in my hand. See, that might be a little too much. Yeah, that's a little too much. You're going to see some cat cameos in this video. So if you see a little black kitty cat, wave to her. Alright, you're going to add a bit of paprika. And the reason why you add paprika is because you want to add a little bit of zing, just a tiny bit. Like that much. Now, salt and pepper, okay? Okay, if you are an expert, you can take the cap off. But if you're not, keep it back on and just use the sprinkler method. Use this method. But I can eyeball how much I need. You don't want to add too much because you've got the pickles and you're going to be adding the cheese. And then the mayonnaise as well that we had homemade. Okay? And also, if you're on a special diet, you don't want to use a lot of salt anyways. And then I'm a pepper monkey, so I like pepper and a lot of it. And in our family, we're garlic freaks too. A lot of people don't like pepper or lots of garlic, but I'm definitely one of those. Now, last but not least of the dry spices will be your granulated garlic or your powdered garlic. And then you can add it as such, make sure there's no lumps in it like mine. I use about, oh goodness, 3 tablespoons or teaspoons full in the beginning. And I leave all these like redundant ingredients like salt, pepper, and the garlic out, like the basic ingredients, alright? And then when you stir this, stir from the bottom, use your spoon, and then move the ingredients up, and then turn your bowl and repeat. You're going to need to do this for a while because you're going to have to make sure all the dry ingredients are freshly incorporated properly, but gently because of the egg. And you also don't want to abuse the fresh parsley. We usually add dried parsley, but for some reason it does not taste well to me. And I usually add cilantro, but I didn't have any. So you keep on mixing. Be mixing for a while because, like I said, these are all dried ingredients. You add a little bit of salt because, like I said, you have the pickles that are in here. They're naturally salty. You have the cheese, which you're going to add later. The potatoes have their own salt from when you boiled them. And you also have some salt from the mayonnaise and that tanginess from the mustard, the Dijon mustard, and it will bring it all out. So you don't want to over salt your dish. You want to add salt slowly. And the reason why you do that because salt takes a little bit of time for it to dissolve inside the gooey wetness here. And also you got salt in that bacon. And you'll see. Actually, you'll taste when you make your own. Alright, I'm going to do a little test. But like I said, I usually add some fresh cilantro in with this. I haven't added the cheese yet, so you'll see. Alright. Okay, that's beyond enjoyable as it is. I apologize for the coughing in the background. You guys know more about me, right? Okay, not a big deal. Alright, I'm going to go and pause from this. I'm going to clean up these ingredients. And then I'm going to get the cutting board back out and show you how the cheese is cut. Alright. Alright, we're here now. I've got some sharp cheddar cheese. It's one of my favorite cheeses besides the extra sharp. I personally like this brand, which I'm not telling you the brand. I think you could figure out the brand. But use your favorite one. Preferably cheddar cheese. Or you can use pepper jack, which I adore. Alright, you're going to need about, do you see my serrated knife? You're going to need about 1 to 2 cuts of this for this size bowl, okay? So you can mark out your finger and slice right on down through the plastic. And by the way, I couldn't have done this if it wasn't without the help of my son massaging my shoulder this morning and helping me get better. I couldn't have done it without my son, by the way. He's a great massager and he takes good care of me as he tries to. Alright guys, you're going to be putting them in like pages or sheets, and you're going to slice it down like this, and maybe like 1/4 inch slices. And you can rock your knife back and forth. If you actually have a cheese knife, more power to you. I'll be jealous because I don't got one. Alright. You're going to cube these guys as much as you can. So you're going to cut them in about quarters, about 1/4, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to cut them in about, see, about 4s again. So about 16 pieces per page, basically. See my cheese, if they're not perfectly cubed? Yeah. They're going in my stomach and they're going out the other direction. That's all that matters. Okay? And it's yummy to my tummy. Alright, keep cutting your cheese, pun intended, and slice down. It should be about 4 pages, so 16 times 4 is 64 pieces. And I'm just going to cut this because it's fun. Again, thank you very much to my wonderful son, Sceauh, who massaged my shoulder even though I was in terrible pain at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay? I want to thank him very much so for helping me get my movement back so I can continue on. Like I said, I have the best kid on the planet, so there. Okay, cut in about 4s again. They don't have to be perfect, unless you want them to. But this type of potato salad does not last long, especially in our house. And don't worry about breaking up the cheese. They'll break up on their own as you re-stir them again. Okay? Again, además, otra vez. In 4s. And then in 4s again. The reason why I don't stack the pages together is because they really stick. And it makes it hard to separate after you put them in the bowl. Even after you start mixing them. So this makes it a little bit easier for them to separate in the bowl. Sometimes it sticks to the knife, no big deal. Okay. Don't have to be pretty, don't have to be perfect. It's got to be yummy. That's what counts. But it's true. This one I'm going to make smaller. But this one, it's true when you make food, the more colorful the food is, the more flavorful and the more yummier it becomes. And yummier is my word. Alright. Now, the next step is to mix this again. Alright? And you'll know you fully mixed everything together because then you'll see all the cheese pieces all throughout evenly throughout the entire potato salad. And yes, my potato salad takes a very long time to make. My family likes the black olives. I think they're the nastiest things you could ever put, ever. I hate black olives unless they're Kalamata. The Kalamatas do not complement this dish, sad to say. You do a stirring motion, put your fork and your spoon at the edge of the bowl, scoop to the middle, and scoop up, and turn your bowl. Keep doing that over and over again. Gently, because like I said, you don't want to break the egg, the beautiful yolks of the egg. In a way, the yolks make the sauce too, inside of here. And by the way, that lemon mayonnaise my son chose that we made, it's very good in this. I thought it would be kind of like dessert-like, but my son's got good taste. Alright, Sceauh, gonna get my guinea pig in here. Come here, guinea pig, guinea pig, guinea pig.
Alright.
Come here, my guinea pig, guinea pig, guinea pig, guinea pig. Go get a spoon or a fork, your choice. Alright. Alright, my guinea pig. That's not a big enough one. You hold on to that. Okay. Okay, you tell me how this tastes like. This is the lemon mayonnaise you chose. You think it'd be dessert-like, but it's not. The brightness of the fresh parsley, the onion. It's not too salty, but it's got enough salt. You can taste the pickle in there, the pimentos that are in here, the beautiful bacon, the celery, the beautiful mayonnaise, a beautiful bouquet of flavors. The homemade mayonnaise really brought out the flavors. Plus the Dijon mustard. It's so wonderful. This is almost the best one I've ever made. We usually make it with, my mom likes to make it with black olives. I hate them. Then you got the celery in there to add the extra bright flavor, the extra crunch, the texture inside here. Then you have the egg in here to kind of blend it all in.
Yep.
This might be our dinner. You made me get that, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways, this is what the potato salad looks like. Well, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions on other videos, other recipes that I have, then feel free to comment. And I'll have my assistant, Chef Sceauh, here, be my guinea pig and my helper. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.